What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
I think it would be fun to run a newspaper. I think it would be fun to run a newspaper.
It's the Al Travis Show. One of the great guests we have on the program is Bob WEERTS. He runs Dust Lock, environmental dust control, and I love having him coming on and talking about it. Bob, thanks for being here.
No problem, Al.
So I do a little research because I'm that kind of guy. I remember this back when I was a child. My family friends lived on the farm, and I remember the wife, Carolyn, I believe was her name, just hated the summer because she said she couldn't keep up with the dust. You know, it was always dusty. She had to leave the windows closed. She just hated it. Well, I was reading up on your business. In 1988, I think it was, there were 3 farmers, soybean corn guys, that obviously were living that same problem, and they ended up starting this environmental dust control using environmentally friendly stuff. I mean, let's be honest, stuff that they grew. I mean, this is brilliant, by the way. And that's kind of how this whole thing started. And now you're running Dust Lock, and this thing's across the country, right?
Yeah. We've been in York, Nebraska here a week ago, and Pierre, South Dakota, and Sioux Falls, and Minnesota, and all over.
For folks who don't know, Bob, using local resources, I get that they're farmers. What is the process? Don't give up the secret sauce. I don't want the 13 recipe.
It's soybean oil. Comes out of soybean plants.
Okay, so it's natural residuals of that. I mean,
That's natural soybean oil.
And what does that do, and how does it work? I guess what I'm going to ask sneakily to find out. So last summer, I asked you guys to do my driveway. We got 100 foot of driveway, whatever, and it's crushed rock, and it gets dusty as all get out. So you guys did that, and I saw last year you could see that this thing was working. Now we've had a lot of rain. I've had a winter. How long will this last? Because I don't see it dropping off now this summer. How long does a soybean, now I don't drive as much as a farmer, I suppose, but how long will that last?
Well, we do it in gravel pits. I have it in my gravel pit. It's been there 3 years.
Seriously.
And it's hard. It's like blacktop. And we do it in street job. We do goods under streets. And we did it 3 years ago, and it's just like a blacktop street.
That's just amazing. So, and there must be something
other. We put sand on top of it. We put sand and rock after we put the oil down. We put sand and rock on top of it, which it's just like a blacktop. It does the same thing, but to get the heat and stuff, so it soaks it up, and it does a good job.
Okay, but it's I don't want to sound mean like it's just oil. You must do other stuff to it. Otherwise, I would imagine it's just tracking all over the place. I mean, it's oil, right?
It's soybean oil, yeah. But we have 2 different kinds of oil. We got it, and we mix it together, the soybean oil, and it really works good. It solidifies, and you put that rock on top so it won't bleed.
Okay.
It won't bleed through, so you don't track it. But one thing about it, it's safe. The dogs can lick it. They can walk across it. It's not harmful.
See, that's, and I would presume that's the same for the grass areas around it, right? I mean, it's oil, so it's not doing anything. My golf course is one of those that I look at. It's like we have a huge driveway that should really be put down, but they're so worried about putting anything down that would kill the grass, right? I mean, that's what they do.
This doesn't kill the grass. This does not kill the grass.
Okay, so
will not kill grass. Your animals can go lick it, because the deer like it in the wintertime. They lick my tanks out there because they like the oil.
Oh, sure. Okay, that's, you got to put pictures of that on your.
There, a feed thing up there. You can hunt the deer because I got deer out to the pit.
So basically, the system is if I called Dust Lock, went to dustlock.com, and I called you guys up, and I said, hey, I don't know how much this runs. I don't know.
You got to. We give you a price.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You need some square footage situation thing. You get that. How quickly? What does it take then? Is it I mean, you guys are going all over the place. Is it something I get done in a week or 10 days? Is it a month?
We'll be there within a week. Depends on the weather.
Okay.
Raining out, but we can be around there anytime. I mean, we got couple different trucks. We got big trucks, and we do chloride too, Al. Just we do more than
Oh,
just the oil. We do the chloride too.
okay, and give me the pitch on chloride. How is it different than the soybean oil, and why?
It's
What?
cheaper.
Which?
It's cheaper. They want it
But
done. They want it done quick. Like we did the wind towers over by Rochester.
Yeah.
A new project. They want it down because they have to have it done, and then you got to do that a couple times a year. You got a lot of time
Okay.
it gets good. And you got parking lots or whatever, but that dust lock it really works good. Like we did the campground over at you can call him over there at Flying Goose. Talk to
Yeah.
him. Talk to him. He'll tell
But
you.
but talk me through chloride versus the other. It's cheaper. Is it is environmentally friendly as soybean
No,
oil?
no,
Oh,
no.
okay,
Like in
that's
Nebraska, they can't even use chloride anymore
oh,
because it's it gets in the lakes and stuff. It's like a salt.
okay. And
So
is
that's
that
what the
put
difference
down? Is that the same process? You mix that with some sort of water, spray it on, and then put gravel over top. Is it the same process?
No, it's just chloride. We just mix it. We don't put no water in it. We don't dilute ours.
Oh, okay. So
Some people
okay,
dilute it, get it cheaper, and we're not doing that.
okay. No, that's fair enough. I just wonder then when I call, and is it Carol? I think is Carol the one who's going to answer the phone for me?
Yeah. No,
And I get
my office will answer the phone and they give it to Carol. Carol handled that for me.
all right, so Carol and I talk. That's why I only know her name because I called her and asked her when I did my driveway, and we discuss it. She'll give me the expertise on what do we either go with chloride or the other. You guys got
We were up at a hog building yesterday in Canby and Sleepy Eye for Christensen Farms
yeah.
and get the dust down there. And they want chloride. They
Okay,
want to get it down because the disease and stuff that makes a lot of difference.
sure.
So we go all over. Whatever they want, we'll do. With dust control.
Well, of course, we're across the state here. How will you cover almost everything in Minnesota? When you say all over, I know you go to Nebraska, you go into South Dakota. You cover most of Minnesota.
But we'll cover all of Minnesota. We'll do anything. Hell, I'm in it for the money.
Okay. You're going to get no more honest radio than what you just heard right there. Somebody mark this tape. That's hilarious. Then let's do this. We're up in Brainerd, we're up in Bemidji, St. Cloud, Alexandria.
We'll do it around the lake.
That's what I'm asking.
It's safe around the lakes. And chloride, they won't let them. They'll do it, but it's not safe around the lake. But this oil is good around the lakes.
Okay. So
that's reason in Nebraska they only want soybean oil.
okay. Oh, but it makes sense.
The Soybean Oil Association of Nebraska gave us a $100,000 grant 2 years ago.
Really?
Yeah.
And when we talk equipment, there's two different things because I know you just had the truck come to my yard, had the sprayer. I mean, this didn't take 30 minutes. It was and it was done. I appreciate that. I presume when you do the roads, because I'm looking at your website, you've got the road grader to smooth it out. Then you got to put it down, and then you got to get the sand over the top, and you got to push that down. It's a more complicated process.
It takes a little longer because you want it smooth when you put that oil down because you don't want to blade it again. Now chloride you can blade it again. Okay.
Oh, okay.
The soybean oil you don't do that. You put that down and it stays because you get it in place.
Okay.
And it stays. You don't want to blade it again because that'll mess up the oil.
Understand. Okay, so talk me through it then. And again, if I'm not a big process, you say you do the roads. Was it Lake Crystal? Where?
What's that?
Good Thunder. Gun Thunder. You said to do the roads at Good Thunder.
We do the streets.
The street. So this is busy. I want to get people to understand. I've got my driving done and I'm loving it. This thing works for me. But I'm one or two cars in a day, parking my wife and I going to work, coming back. It's not like we massively travel. But if you are doing a city and you're going to get hundreds of cars a day, from start to finish, is this closing off the road for 2 days so the sun can bake that?
No, maybe an hour.
Get the heck out.
We blade it with the truck. We got a blade on our truck. We blade the road on, or the city does it. They blade it. We shoot the oil, put the sand on top, or the P-rock, or whatever they want for rock on top of it, and you can drive on it. Within an hour. I mean, you can just drive right back on it. It's not going to hurt nothing. And you can wash it off with Dove soap. It doesn't.
Well, see, it isn't tar. That's what you're saying. Is it just, okay. And then once that sets and it gets hard, right? I mean, it sits out in the sun for the day.
Right.
Then you say that can last 3 years.
Oh, yeah. Well, out the gravel pit, you come out there, and I got trucks hauling there. We have a lot of truck traffic out there. I mean, we have a lot of activity out there. And you go out there and look at it, it's hard.
Fair
And
enough.
the city is Good Thunder. I mean, if you know where the city shop is in Good Thunder, we've done that street right around there.
Okay.
And that's that. I think this is the third year. They want us to come back and do another couple streets again.
Well, let me do this. Let me go to break. We'll come back. We'll talk about some of this, the safety stuff and how it's going. We'll do it right after this. I've got him, Bob WEERTS. He's the guy for Dust Lock.
Dust from gravel roads and driveways does more than make your car dirty inside and out. It gets down into your lungs, and it's bad for your health. Now there's an environmentally friendly solution for your dust problems. It's called Dust Lock. Dust Lock can control all your summer dust problems with just one application. Protect your vehicle and your lungs. Learn more at dustlock.com.
If it's your turn to host a game, Grandpa's Barbecue suggests you try something different. Put out the perfect barbecue flavor of Grandpa's Barbecue. Add it to your ribs, dip the meatballs, or drench your wings in the original flavor of Grandpa's Barbecue. It isn't too hot or spicy, fruity or smoky or whatever. Grandpa's Barbecue. Available in select stores and online at grandpasbarbecueshop.com.
Are you kidding me?
You know that comment you said to the radio? The thing that we got wrong?
Clearly, Brussels sprouts are the worst vegetable.
Call us and let the world know your thoughts. 855-257-7469. That's 855-ALS-SHOW.
We've got him, Bob WEERTS. He's the guy who owns Dust Lock, and we love having him on the program. You know, I'm looking at the list of different things you're willing to do, unpaved roads, airports, yada, yada. The one that got me, Bob, was number 10, truck terminals. Here's what gets me. I used to work for United Parcel Service back in the day. UPS used to load and unload the trucks. And we had there at the time, again, I presume they still do this, they had a wash rack. Every truck, every time got cleaned. UPS wanted their trucks to look perfectly brown when they left the door. But the parking lot was gravel. This poor guy who washed them every day, as soon as they pulled them back out, it'd kick up dust. They left. They were always still dusty. These are companies that need you. If you've got a force of truck, many trucks, and you try to keep them looking nice, why would you not have your driveways sealed so that it doesn't change right away?
That was, Smith Truck Lines in Worthington.
Yeah,
We
you do.
We do there a lot over there. For
Okay.
Mike Smith.
See, that just makes sense to me. As I'm looking, like, UPS should have had this 30 years ago. When I'm unloaded, that poor guy would wash them right away. They were dusty again afterwards. And again, we talk a lot about farm because we're in farm country. And I know your commercial talks about just the dust and how that can affect just the health of humans, but also your livestock. It doesn't make sense to any farmer not to have this down, does it?
No.
On their lot.
And we're environmentally friendly too. That's the best
Yeah.
part.
Yeah.
You can lick it, you can wash it off. I mean, it doesn't stick, it doesn't corrode it doesn't rust your equipment.
And that's another thing, rust, because it's soybean oil, it doesn't rust your stuff, it doesn't corrode it. Is there, and I don't know how many hog sites you've done, I've been to one, and they scrub in, they scrub out, got a shower, stuff like that. How close could you be able to get with your equipment to get it done and not affect the pigs as far as?
Oh, we could get right up to it.
Okay.
Not a problem. Well, we just did Christensen Farm. We were at Canby and Sleepy Eye yesterday.
Okay.
So
All
we
right.
do hog buildings and the other thing is you can, if it gets it on your car right after they drive on it, you can wash it off. It's not a corrosion.
That's very cool.
The
other one,
the one farmer had the chloride put on in front of his house.
Yeah.
By Blue Earth. He bought a brand new planter, pulled it out there, and that next spring he took it. It was all rusty. So he doesn't ever want chloride again.
No, you bet. That makes no sense.
Yeah.
But that's another good one for machine sheds. You're on there. You see these massive sheds these guys got. A lot of them have, don't have necessarily an cement floors to them. You could get inside those sheds and lock that stuff down for dust.
I think it was 3 years ago. We get Steele County over there. Steele County in their fairground shed for their hog cattle and that. We did that.
Okay, so okay. Then tell me this with my last 2 minutes. How large a project can you do? And you're going to tell me you can do anything. You can do Nevada. You would probably do the desert if you wanted it done, and you would pay. I get it. How small an operation can you? You get in machine sheds in barns. You can do that.
Yes, we have smaller trucks. We got large trucks, small trucks. We can do just about any size you need.
Okay, well that's okay. That makes sense.
We can get inside and spread like we did that, like the Steele County over there. We did it in their cattle building. They just built a new building and they had sand and it was dusty.
Well, sure, and then that would be the same for horse barns. All of that. Okay, we got to get people calling you. How does someone get a hold of you, Bob, to give you the call or to get online?
800-797-0033. It's an 800 number.
All right, and you can also go. If they don't believe us, if they heard on the air, dustlock.com. You can take a look around there. You show off a lot of the different, the road work and all the rest. You can take a look at how things were made. Go to dustlock.com if you want to take a look around. Bob,
I'll recommend it. If they get something there and I'll say, don't do that or do this. I'm going to be honest with them. Because I'm in the business.
See, and that's what I like about you and your company, Bob, is like you say, when I work with Carol, I had no clue. Right. I mean, I'm just a knucklehead radio guy. And I tell her about the size and the lot and where I've got. And she goes, oh, this is what we can do. And I said, great, what day? And I don't know, Tuesday at noon. Okay. Tuesday at noon, they showed up. And I'm telling you, 15 minutes later, it's been done. And I haven't even thought about my driveway as far as dust goes for a year and a half. And now with the rain and all this, I don't want to say it beads off, but it hits, it runs off. It's an amazing driveway system. And it took no time at all. And it lasts. I'm 2 years in. I want to see how long it lasts. That's the next I'm having you on. Let's see if I can get to 3 and 4 years if this keeps working, because I'm quite amazed.
Is that what you're saying? You're testing me now, Al?
Well, Bob, if I'm going to tell somebody I like something, it's because I've tried it and I like it. And so far, a year and a half in, I have no complaints. I really seriously don't. Now, it's been raining, obviously not a lot of dust, but you watch the water drain off and run off. I have no doubt when it gets hot and humid, and it's going to, folks, we're going to get to end of July and August, September weather, you're going to want to get a hold of Bob at Dustlock. Is that fair? Yeah, I'm testing you. You don't just get the Al Travis seal of approval.
I use it all the time. I want to know what it works. If it doesn't work, I want to know it.
Absolutely. Bob, I appreciate you. We're running out.
That's just the way it is, Al. You know how that is.
I know how you work, Bob, and I appreciate you being on. It's dustlock.com. Look them up today. Bob, appreciate you. We'll do it again sometime.
And we're environmentally friendly. That's the best part, Al.
Absolutely right. Like you said, dogs can lick it. The deer love it in the wintertime. Yeah. I just love the visual. I got to get a picture of that. He's Bob at Dustlock.
Thanks.